Welcome. Today we will be reading Lesson 343 in the workbook, and from the text, Chapter 30, Section 3, Beyond All Idols, paragraphs 1 through 5. And now for Lesson 343. I am not asked to make a sacrifice to find the mercy and the peace of God. The end of suffering cannot be loss. The gift of everything can be but gain. You only give, you never take away. And you created me to be like you. So sacrifice becomes impossible for me as well as you. I too must give, and so all things are given unto me forever and forever. As I was created, I remain. Your Son can make no sacrifice, for he must be complete, having the function of completing you. I am complete because I am your Son. I cannot lose, for I can only give, and everything is mine eternally. The mercy and the peace of God are free. Salvation has no cost. It is a gift that must be freely given and received. And it is this that we would learn today. There can be no loss in finding the peace of God, for the end of suffering could involve no lack or deprivation of any kind. And what could be sacrificed in gaining the gift of everything, which is one's birthright? Love created oneself whole and complete, like itself. And there can be no missing pieces. The only things one can lose are illusions and dreams, and this would be giving up nothing at all. There is no loss possible in reality, for nothing real can be threatened. And it is one's nature as a creation of love to only give, extending oneself without limit, and to never take away. For if loss were possible in any form, love's one creation would be incomplete and not be itself. For love knows no sacrifice. And now for our text reading for today, from Chapter 30, Section 3, Beyond All Idols, paragraphs 1 through 5. Idols are quite specific. But your will is universal, being limitless, and so it has no form, nor is content for its expression in the terms of form. Idols are limits. They are the belief that there are forms that will bring happiness, and that by limiting is all attained. It is as if you said, I have no need of everything. This little thing I want, and it will be as everything to me. And this must fail to satisfy, because it is your will that everything be yours. Decide for idols and you ask for loss. Decide for truth and everything is yours. It is not form you seek. What form can be a substitute for God the Father's love? What form can take the place of all the love in the divinity of God the Son? What idol can make two of what is one? And can the limitless be limited? You do not want an idol. It is not your will to have one. It will not bestow on you the gift you seek. When you decide upon the form of what you want, you lose the understanding of its purpose. So you see your will within the idol, thus reducing it to a specific form. Yet this could never be your will, because what shares in all creation cannot be content with small ideas and little things. Behind the search for every idol lies the yearning for completion. Wholeness has no form because it is unlimited. To seek a special person or a thing to add to you to make yourself complete can only mean that you believe some form is missing. And by finding this, you will achieve completion in a form you like. This is the purpose of an idol, that you will not look beyond it to the source of the belief that you are incomplete. Only if you had sinned could this be so. For sin is the idea you are alone and separated off from what is whole. And thus it would be necessary for the search for wholeness to be made beyond the boundaries of limits on yourself. It never is the idol that you want, but what you think it offers you, you want indeed, and have the right to ask for. Nor could it be possible it be denied. Your will to be complete is but God's will, and this is given you by being His. God knows not form. He cannot answer you in terms that have no meaning, and your will could not be satisfied with empty forms, made but to fill a gap that is not there. It is not this you want. Creation gives no separate person and no separate thing the power to complete the Son of God. What idol can be called upon to give the Son of God what he already has? Completion is the function of God's Son. He has no need to seek for it at all. Beyond all idols stands his holy will, to be but what he is. For more than whole is meaningless. If there were change in him, if he could be reduced to any form and limited to what is not in him, he would not be as God created him. What idol can he need to be himself? For can he give a part of him away? What is not whole cannot make whole. But what is really asked for cannot be denied. Your will is granted, not in any form that would content you not, but in the whole, completely loving thought God holds of you. Being specific, idols have form, a shape, and having form, they are limited. Idols thus are the belief that certain forms can make one happy. Yet the belief that a limited form can make one happy is destined to fail. For one's true will is to have everything. One is only truly happy when one feels complete and whole, and this is the recognition of having everything. Looking for one's happiness in a special person or object implies one is lacking something and thus incomplete. And to be incomplete and cut off from the whole is the very description of sin and separation. Yet one's true desire is not for the idol or object itself, but for the completeness and the wholeness. And completion is the very nature of what one is. Love's will and one's own are the same, and this will is for one's complete and perfect happiness.